No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse, mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we live in different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running, toes they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win, apply myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win, apply myself, I felt it in.
Welcome to Refuse to Lose Sports. My name is Joe Jordan. I'm excited about today's show. We got our 3 segments. We got the Power Rankings, Your Done Son, and Dave's Doghouse. But here with me, we got Tomo and Dave. What's good, fellas?
What's going on, man?
I'm ready to talk about this doghouse. I got something that's going to shock y'all today. You ain't going to expect this.
Okay.
For the first time, I would say for the first time in a long time, we ain't talk about this in pre-production. So this is going to be good.
It's going to be all surprises. All right. So look, before we get started, y'all know what to do. Make sure y'all like this video. Y'all watching, it's easy to hit that like button. Like that video. Also, if you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Share this video with somebody that y'all know so they can come on and watch it live with us. And they can join that comment section. So use that comment section, pour the comments down. We can see all the comments. As y'all jot them down, we're going to put them on the screen. Also, we have an NFL. If you're on Instagram, we have an NFL and NBA chat. So is college football on Instagram. In those chats, we do debates. People go back and forth on those. You know, sports people love that. We also have trade news, free agency news. People are buying the Phoenix Suns news, right? Any news you could think of, we're going to throw it in them chats before any major platform. So if you want to be a part of that community, just put your IG down in the comment section. And last but not least, enjoy the rest of the show. So we're going to start off with the power rankings. All right. These are not your average power rankings, y'all. It's not based off records. It's not based off other people's opinions. It's not based on what the media says. It's not based on who's the best player. This is what, in my opinion, I believe are the top 5 teams today in the NFL, all right, going into week 16. Number 5, we got to kick the last number 5 to the curb, and we got to put the Bengals at number 5. I wanted to put the Bengals higher because just like the 49ers, they're on a hot win streak. But I can't put them higher. I got to keep them where they at because they did beat the Chiefs. I get it. They beat the Chiefs. But outside of that, a lot of their opponents been kind of mediocre. The second best team they actually beat was probably the Titans, all right? But they've been playing well on both sides of the floor, both sides of the ball. We saw last week they were down 17-0 to the GOAT, quote-unquote GOAT, and then just went on a rampage, kept them at 17, and went to score over 30 points. So like I said, they are on a 6-game win streak, and the Bengals are at number 5. Tomo's second team, right? His sister team. And then we have number 4, the Buffalo Bills. All right, the Buffalo Bills, number 4. The number 4 last week, the number 4 this week. Then number 4, Josh Allen looked like himself against the Dolphins. He really did. Over 300 yards, 4 passing TDs. All right. He also threw it to 9 different receivers. This is a division rival coming into your house. Y'all went to their house, lost because a lot of cramps were happening. They come to your house. The weather was going bad. Y'all put it all, got not the upset, but got your revenge. And one of those receptions was to the best rapper in Buffalo, Cole Beasley. He's back to the Buffalo Bills. All right. So the Buffalo Bills are at number 4. Number 3, and still number 3, San Fran. San Fran is at number 3. They upped the Bengals. They are a 7-game win streak, even though most of those against the NFC West, which that they are champions now. They got an NFC West champions, Brock Purdy. It's throwing a lot of Brock parties, all right, and it's looking very pretty good, all right? So they play the Commanders this week, this Saturday. We'll see if they can keep this power ranking high or they'll move up. We're gonna find out next week, but right now, they're sitting at number 3. Number 2, another change, Kansas City Chiefs. I know people are like, why you put the Chiefs number 2? They just struggle with the Texans. Remember, y'all, when the Cowboys struggled against the Texans, I give them their props. I said at the end of the day, they won the game. The defense stopped them, and the offense scored. So that's an object game. Yeah, you got to think about the situation. Just like the Cowboys, it's a Texas rival. This is Patrick Mahomes' first game in Texas since being in the NFL. He is from Texas. This is a homecoming for him. Texas, hey, they got a little confident. Dallas of what they did. I know Tom always said, "You see what Philly did? They gave the Commanders a lot of confidence." Well, the Cowboys gave the Texas confidence against the Kansas City Chiefs. But one thing about Patrick Mahomes, he balled out in his homecoming. Completed 87% of his passes. Right, 336 yards, 2 TDs, no picks. They went to overtime. Crazy. Got to be worried about that defense, but they still pulled it off. Good teams win at the end of the day. All right, and bad teams lose. So Kansas City Chiefs number 2 and number 1. Hate for me to say it, man, but I can't. I mean, somebody has to prove them wrong, but it's the Eagles. It's the Eagles, man. You know, they went against Justin Fields and the Bears. Jalen Hurts threw 2 picks, but then he had 3 rushing touchdowns. I mean, what Mark say? Mark say he's a running back. I'm not gonna call him running back. I'm just saying Mark be saying he's a running back. He did have 3 rushing touchdowns, but they won. At the end of the day, they're still only have 1 loss in the loss column, and that loss came from some team. Can't think of the name right now, but some important team. But the Philadelphia Eagles are the best team right now, number 1 in the power rankings. So, fellas, tell me what y'all think about these power rankings.
1, I do not sound like that. Okay, I don't sound. 2, that was his second game. His first game he played against Dallas was in Dallas. That was his first game back in Texas. That's when they had Tyreek Hill, and then if you all don't remember the actual game, this was when he threw the. Right? Nah, it was before then. I think Jason Garrett. This probably been like a couple years ago. Just look up this highlight. It was right before halftime. He threw the ball to Tyreek Hill. Dallas was in prevent, and they scored because Dallas was winning the game, and then they scored to go into halftime, and Kansas City got the ball back and won. It was crazy. So that was his first game back. He showed off. But Dave, I'll let you join in on the rankings because right now I'm a little confused by some of these.
Okay.
We kind of sort of got the same teams on the rankings. It's not that much different.
You want to shuffle it?
Shuffled it just a little bit. Of course, there's only one team that got shuffled. You already know. I don't even have to say it. So
49ers.
I still got us at number 2.
Whoa.
That's at number 2.
Whoa.
Yeah, I had us at number 2 last time. Did you get that?
Why would you not put them 1?
Because the Eagles still won. I mean, the Eagles are what, 14-1? 13.
You said right now.
Yeah, I get you, but they won. They won. So I mean, until someone else beat them, they number 1. But I actually have, it's actually 2 things that's different. I actually have the Bills at number 5 and the Bengals at number 4.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more impressed with the Bengals because they are on a win streak. I understand that they haven't played the best teams, but I mean, just like I made a case for us, you beat the teams that are in front of you. That's what they've been doing. They've been beating teams that are in front of them. Dallas would have still been there, but they lost against the Jaguars. So, I mean, I can't really do too much about that. And the Vikings just don't deserve it. They pretty much were getting blown out in the first half. I mean, the Colts meltdown. I mean, they just lucky that they had Matt Ryan as the quarterback. That's why the Vikings able to come back. Because I mean, Matt Ryan is known for giving up, 25-point leads. So
that is a fact. So
Matt Ryan's at 25 plus. Just know you can still come back and win the game.
Hey, if you're in a live, like you said, if you're in a live bet, I agree because you can definitely get some money off of that.
You got a great chance to win that. And us, I mean, we're on a 7-game win streak. Kansas City, struggled a little bit against the Texans, but still won a game. So I'm not going to move them from where they are. They're not going to go down or go up. They still are number 3. And then, Eagles, number 1.
I guess yeah, I got to shake this one up then because you just said y'all went on a 7-game win streak.
Yeah,
and you've been winning all season with your backup quarterback. Now you're winning again with your 3rd-string quarterback, and your defense is still holding to people. I'm going to say under 25 now because I think they got 23. No. That was Tampa Bay that finally scored over 20. So you're right. You're still holding teams to under 20 points. So I'm going San Fran number 1, Philly number 2, Kansas City number 3, Cincinnati 4, and Bills at 5. Philly gets knocked down because, again, you're supposed to dominate the opponents that you're better than. And the only team that's been doing that for the last 7 weeks is San Francisco.
Okay.
I'll let the comments go crazy.
So
Like-
look, so look, why do y'all got the Bills under the Bengals?
Because the Bengals been winning.
So had the Bills.
Winning against who?
The Bills are on a 5-game win streak.
Who did they beat?
All right, number one, the Browns. Okay, so had the Bengals.
Mhm,
Detroit Lions stopped their win streak, and they picked up another one after that loss.
mhm,
The Patriots, who were in the playoffs last year until somebody did something crazy.
mhm,
The New York Jets,
mhm.
Miami Dolphins. All right,
Okay.
every team they beat, except for the Browns, are in a playoff contention.
Name Cincinnati's.
Cincinnati played. I got you right here. Hold on. I got it. You know, I got my research right here. Cincinnati played the Carolina Panthers. Okay. Pittsburgh Steelers. Tennessee Titans. I get it. 7-win team. They got the division crown right now. Kansas City Chiefs. But don't forget, Buffalo beat Kansas City. The Cleveland Browns and Tampa Bay. So basically, they beat up on the NFC South.
So,
All right.
I get it, but is it everyone in NFC South still in the playoff picture?
5-8. I get it. Okay.
Right.
But-
In the
but my-
playoff picture.
I'm not trying to knock their win streak, but we can't knock the Bills' win streak because the Bills play more formidable opponents in their own division also.
But
They've
who
been
look
playing-
good doing it though? The Bengals just look better winning, so that's why I'm just go with that.
Yeah, that's true. But you also got to remember that Jamar Chase didn't play in all them games either.
That week, that's another point.
They ain't got Von Miller. Von Miller been out since Detroit.
I get it. They've been depleted. Their defense has been depleted almost all year.
They thank you. Continue to make my point. Appreciate it.
But
That's
wasn't,
what
wasn't early in the season? Wasn't the offensive line terrible for Cincinnati? And they rebuilt the whole offensive line.
well,
And
they just I just think it's a chemistry thing. You know, it was a new offensive line. And the
guess,
Chiefs looked the same last year when they got their new offensive line. It looked the same last year early in the season. So
they won several games without their number one receiver and their running back. So
all right, what several games did they win without their receiver?
I think they beat. Who did they beat? Let me look. See, I
got
like
you.
that. That was good. No, that was good.
Yeah, they beat everybody except for I think they didn't have him against with Carolina, Pittsburgh,
Bird.
and I think he came back against.
He didn't play against the Browns
Okay, well the Browns. Well, he did play the second time around.
the second time, but the first time
Came
though,
back against Kansas City, I think. He came back against Tennessee, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
it was
Either
Tennessee.
or
It
Kansas
was
City.
probably Tennessee.
So he
but
missed
yeah.
2 or 3 games without Chase on a win streak.
Come on, man. It's Joe Burrow, man.
Josh Allen, but I think they're on the same level. But I know, I'm not a big Josh Allen fan, but I gotta reward them too. So they've been playing, and they got the best record in the AFC. Not to mention, I mean, we got to throw that in there too.
We said it yesterday on the show. I mean,
Kansas
the
City
Bengals have a shot.
and they beat Kansas City. So I mean,
Kansas City I think they got the hardest schedule in the NFL.
And also, who owns Kansas City? Who owns them right now?
So yeah, the Bengals has been beating the Kansas City Chiefs. I give you that.
Yeah.
Been beating them.
Mahomes can't beat them for some reason.
Because
All
they're
right.
average, Joe.
Hey, ain't average, But yeah, so let's go to our next segment, right? We got Dave. They got a doghouse. They got some dogs barking in there. Dave, tell us who's in that doghouse.
All right. So the first one won't be surprising to Tomo because it's on his team. And it's not your quarterback.
Oh,
Kellen Moore. I've been dismissing it because I don't like the Cowboys, but I gotta recognize when you're doing stupid things. You were up 21-7 at halftime, and the splits were good. You ran the ball pretty good in the first half. You had Zeke and Pollard basically averaging 5-6 yards a carry, but when the second half starts, Jaguars go down to score, and then you start throwing the ball. Why? Stick to what you know. You stick to what you know, and you win the game. Everyone knows that Dak Prescott plays better when you run the ball a lot. Cooper Rush showed you what you need to do. Cooper Rush came in and won 4 straight games or something like that, and
4 out of 5.
won 4 out of 5. The only game he lost was against the Philadelphia Eagles because, of course, Dak was about to come back already. And I mean, everyone pretty much knew that Dak was going to come back and start after that. But why not stick to that game plan? You see that it made you successful with a backup. So why don't you think it'll make you successful with your starter? You see what Kyle Shanahan's doing with the third string quarterback, Mr. Relevant. He didn't do nothing different. He stick with the game plan. We continue to run the ball, and we use the players that we have. Do the same thing. I mean, the Cowboys are a mistake waiting to happen, but you're the mistake. So my guy, you in the doghouse. I mean, and I like the fact that you're in the doghouse because I mean it's the Cowboys. So if anyone could be in the doghouse all the time, it could be you. So I got a seat saved for you every single week. You mess up. So you're in the doghouse. Now, for my second one, for my football fans and basketball fans, this is not for you. Okay? Baseball, this ain't for you either. We going to FIFA this time. World Cup, France, you couldn't make two other goals to help out Mbappe?
Oh yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
He had a hat trick and made the first penalty kick. And what did you go do? You went and missed the next two.
Yeah.
You went and missed the next two. And guess what? He lost to his own teammate. Messi, they're both of them on PSG. Now Messi's walking in the rock room with a gold cup, with a World Cup right there. See, you messed up. You won 4 years ago, came back to repeat. You got the best player on your team with Mbappe, the best young player you got on your team. You had a chance to win back-to-back, something that hasn't been done in centuries. I'm not centuries, but it hasn't been done since like 19.
Since the 60s, yeah.
So you had a chance to do something historic, and you messed it up. And then the goalie, I mean, he just let it roll right past him. He just let it roll right past him. And the other guys, they just missed it badly. So Mbappe, I'm sorry, but everyone on your team except you is in the doghouse. And guess what? You in the doghouse for 4 years. So I don't know what to tell you. So get something right. I'm not gonna put USA in there because they suck. So France, doghouse.
Hey, I'm with that. That's crazy. But
Yeah.
Dave, can I ask my kid doghouse though?
Be my guess.
Jacoby
Jericho.
Myers, man.
I
Can you
know.
can you put him in the doghouse, please? Like
You know what? I got an extra seat. I have an extra seat this week for two other players. You can't just give it to him. Ramondre Stevenson too. He started it.
Oh yeah, he started. Yeah,
Started to play. So you got to put both. Hey, Jacoby Myers, you definitely in there.
but Jacoby, man, that
No,
was the one.
you told him. You said, "Hey, we were told to go down." You knew it. So it's not like you didn't know. You knew to go down. Once he threw it to you, you should have just went down. But no, what did you do? You threw it out of all people. You throw it back to Mac
Man,
Jones.
Mac Jones should be pissed off. My man gonna forever be a meme.
Hey,
You could have. I understand if you had Jalen Hurts or Justin Fields or Lamar Jackson. I could see those are the kind of players you throw the ball back to because at least they can do something with it. What Mac Jones, does he even run a 5 flat?
did you see how he got
behind Mike
pancaked?
Jones. What you gonna throw the ball? You gonna pass it?
He pushed that man out the way like he was a seat. Like, all right, it's touchdown.
Excuse me. You know you gonna pass the movie theater? Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me.
He fell like Shaq.
You two
Yeah,
definitely.
he did like. Oh man. All right. Anything you want to add to that, Tomo?
Good pick, Joe.
Man, nah, that was a good pick. I don't have anybody I want to add to the doghouse because the person I want to add is my you're done son. So
Okay. Yeah, but Kellen Moore, definitely. Good job.
yeah, I know. I wholeheartedly agree with that. I got some doggy treats to send him because he's gonna be there a few more weeks.
Hey, I got a couple in here too. My Chihuahua not gonna eat everything, so I got.
Hey, hopefully he's not in there. I mean, if he is, y'all definitely ain't going to win the playoffs. Right? So hopefully he's not
Hey.
in there.
Hey, you got a point. Maybe Mike McCarthy could take the clipboard back. We don't know.
We'll see. All right, Tomo, you're done, son. That's the segment everybody waiting for. Talk to us.
Man, I wore this hoodie for a reason, man. It was a long time coming. A lot of people been waiting for me to talk about this year done, son. I think I think the Wizards community is ready for this. This week's year done, son, it's Tommy Shepard. It goes to the GM. I want to give it to Ted Leonzi, but when you got millions and billions, you can make whatever calls you want. This goes down. This is now for Tommy Shepard. Basically, what's going on here is we have a guy who started off as an assistant GM. The Wizards started with Ernie Grunfeld, and Ernie Grunfeld used to do this magical thing. He would bring in all these old free agents around John Wall and Bradley Beal and be like, hey, we're going to make the playoffs. We're going to win more than 40 games. We're going to do this, make all these promises, have people buy season tickets. Hey, I was an owner of season tickets one time before. I brought into the dream too. Then around the All-Star break, he goes and he starts to do this flash sale where he just gets rid of all the same people that he just signed, only just to make a playoff push. We ended up with guys like Markieff Morris because of that. A couple other band of brothers or cast of brothers came there. Draft picks have been horrid at the Bill. Some would say Otto Porter. That was another Ernie Grunfeld thing. But hey, Tommy Shepard, you sat back as the assistant GM and the senior VP of basketball and seeing that all these terrible moves was just tearing this franchise down for years upon years upon years upon years. And you come in and do the same exact thing. Let's start off with some of the negatives here, right? You trade John Wall to Houston for Russell Westbrook because you're trying to get John Wall out of here. I mean, we've seen some videos come up and, Ted was saying, hey, that's not the face of the franchise. I don't need my point guard to be throwing up gang signs, so on and so forth. But the city embraced John Wall. John Wall is to DC. Exactly. John Wall is to DC what Allen Iverson was to Philly. The streets love him. The club love him. We call him the unofficial mayor of DC at this point. Okay. He even started claiming the hood. It was crazy. John Wall's from North Carolina. I don't even know how he started claiming hoods up here. But anyway. Then we get Davis Bertans. I know some people probably don't know, like, who is Davis Bertans? He was a sharpshooter. He paid Davis Bertans this crazy max deal, can't play defense. After you pay him, he literally saw 3 minutes a game and couldn't hit a three. Couldn't even throw a rock in a lake. That's one. Then he brought in another bevy of free agents to build around Bill and maybe Russ. The Russ thing threw me off a little bit, but then I was like, you know what? Maybe he brought Russ in for some MVP motivation, to build up around the youngins. Because again, we can't draft. The Wizards just can't draft. I don't even know why we hold on to picks because we can't draft. Dwight Howard. You guys remember him?
Yeah.
Spencer Dinwiddie. You guys remember him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No. He brought him in. He did a couple trades, a couple things where he got some guys over from the Lakers, guys from the Clippers. They all get in the locker room. We go on an 11-game win streak, and then boom, they start fighting. We lose 13 games in a row out of the playoffs. Bills versus Hurt. Comes to the end of Bill's contract, and then he says, you know what? We're going to sign you for a max. We're going to give you a max deal, Bill, because you're our guy. Bill signs the deal, and he gives him a no-trade clause. Bill can't even stay on the court for more than 40 games, and you give him a no-trade clause. He's making $50 million a year. Another mistake. Now we're in cap hell. One silver lining out of all of the things that he's ever done, he brought in Kyle Kuzma. My wife calls him Kuzmo. She gave him a nickname. So now when he goes off, it's Kuzmo in the household. We also got the unicorn, so that's another plus. However, you sign your best friend from Denver, Wes Unseld. Wes Unseld was, I think he was a defensive coordinator with the Nuggets, and this is when they were making their playoff run. He helped Michael Porter Jr. get back to where he was, with the bad back, all the guys, Joker, Jamal Murray, everyone from Denver was like, hey, you guys got to steal. I love this coach. He's a position. He's a coordinator. He's not a head coach. Coordinator. Tommy, bad move. Bad move. I'm going to name some of these draft picks that I talked about earlier. Rui Hachimura. Admiral Schofield.
Who is that?
Thank you. Denny Avdia. Cassius Winston. Corey Kispert. Isaiah Todd. And recently Johnny Davis. Out of all of those names.
I know none of them.
Out of all of those names. There's only 4, maybe 3 of them that have a bright upside. Rui, Corey, and maybe Denny. I don't even know Isaiah Todd if he gets on the floor, but he doesn't get on the floor. Johnny Davis, they went and drafted this kid, right? They drafted him and said he was going to be Bill's counterpart. Can't even make it on the floor. He gets in the summer league, can't even hit the blind side of a barn. The blind side of the barn. It's crazy. Tommy, I want you to know, I said all this in this monotone because I am highly upset. But you all want to know why no Wizards fans come to the game? Because the product on the floor is trash. Ted Leonsi, I know you're dealing with an owner that's cheap, but he spends money on the teams like the Mystics. He went and got the Mystics a winning piece. He went and got the Capitals a winning coach. They both won recent championships. At some point, you need to go in the office and tell them, like, look, man, we need to sprinkle some fairy dust on this Wizards team and get us back in contention because the fans are not going to show up until you actually start winning. They're currently on an 11-game lose streak. They're probably going to lose to the Suns now because I'm talking about it. Look, Tommy, you showed up. You made promises. I feel like you were a politician. But from the fans that were here when they were the Bullets to the Agent Zero years to the John Wall day ones, we just want to tell you, bro, you're done, son.
So, Tombo, what was the score last time we talked about the Wizards and the Suns?
I know. It was like 70-34, something crazy like that.
No, it's 96-88. They losing.
I told you. You see what I'm saying?
All right. So, yeah, man. Yeah, I felt every drop of that, man. Yeah. When you mentioned that dude could Berton could make it 3, playing 3 minutes a game. I mean, you want to know how to deal with that? Let's talk to David. All right. David's going through the same thing. All right. He has to play on his roster. 3 minutes a game, that's not really hitting no threes. All right. Getting paid a lot of money too.
And can't play defense.
Duncan Robinson.
So, man, you're right, man. Being from Washington, D.C., never been a Wizards fan, but it was exciting when John Wall and when they was going to the playoffs, they challenged Indiana. I remember they beat Toronto in the first round, swept them. You know,
The
those were
Hawks.
the days. I remember that you're right. They always got
The
better. They
Bulls.
brought in Paul Pierce, hit the game winner. I call game. You know, like those are the days. You know, Gilbert days were the days for real. But ever since then, you right. Yeah, I look at y'all roster and I'm like, who are these people? Like for real, like that's serious.
I'm telling you, man. It's like
Every
playing.
year.
It's like when you playing 2K and you know you pay LeBron all the money and you're just like, all right, we got to go find John Smith or Albert Smith. You just got to sign people just to fill the roster out, and that's what it sounds like. Also, I want to throw out there. I mean, even those years when we had McGee and Jordan Crawford and all them, like even though the team was losing, it was fun. Like they were entertaining with Nick Young and all them. It was entertaining. This here, it's just terrible.
It's crazy because like, you know, when I watch y'all, you know, like y'all have the pieces to look like be a good team. Because Porzingis has a lot of monster games. You know, y'all just like I remember I'll never forget I watched that Nets game. Porzingis went crazy, but y'all was missing from the free throw line. I feel like y'all always found a way to lose.
Every time.
But
Let's not even bring up the Nuggets game.
it's
98 points in the paint.
98 points in the paint. Score 50 points, I think, by only hitting 2 threes.
140, yep, 141. Yep.
141, and you hit by only hitting 2 threes the whole game. That's impossible. It's not the 1930s.
It's not. It's not. You just thought Will Chamberlain was out there.
Yeah. All right. I'm pretty sure you using that same dust that David used. Put his team in the doghouse. Now you gotta put them on the done something next week too. He did it twice. Then they won the win streak. You feel me? He didn't do it today, and guess what?
I'm
They
scared to
lose.
see. I'm scared to see who I'm gonna put on there next week because he just got back.
Yeah.
I want to add somebody to your done son.
Okay.
He went through some trials and tribulations during the off season. You know, he retired. Then he started to come back. You know, thought that he was going to be able to, you know, have a really good season. He played well last year, led the league in touchdowns. But went through a divorce. Wife left him. Took the kids too. Tom Brady, you're done, son.
You know,
You were up 17-3 against the Bengals. And they came back and blew you out. They put up 34 points on you. And all you could muster was an extra 6 points after that.
In garbage time.
Mm.
And not only that, you actually were a part of the reason why that happened. You threw 2 picks. You started it, my guy. So Brady, after the season, I think you just need to give it up. You know,
Go
you're
home.
He
you
fumbled
lost
twice too. I
Yep.
think
4 turnovers in the second half, my guy. 4.
One of those was Giovanni, right?
no, I think they had 5 total.
5
Okay.
total.
He had 2, but because one was off a handoff,
Yep.
you know. But
Brady.
Mm-mm-mm.
I will say this though, still number 1 in his division. All right, so he still have a chance, and I don't think it's really Brady. I think it's a team. They got weapons, but he needs an offensive line. Brady's the type of quarterback. That's why when y'all try to dog
He's a
win,
system quarterback.
well, he needs an offensive line. He's a sitting duck. He's a sitting duck. You know, so Matthew Stafford, look at him, sitting duck. They look terrible when he played. People kept
Carson
blaming.
Wentz.
That's what I'm saying. They kept trying to dog. I'm not saying Carson Wentz is all great quarterback, but he's not as bad as people make it seem like. He needs an offensive line. When he's protected, he can make the throws. But he gets rattled. Tom Brady gets rattled every time. If it's pressure up the middle, I mean, the 2 Super Bowls he lost is because it was killing him up the middle. You know, so that's how he's always been. So that's why before the season started, with just coming off, they had 2 people on the offensive line that was out. I'm like, yeah, it's not gonna be good for them. Yeah, like, yeah. But I didn't think it would be this bad though. To tell you the truth.
I told you, man. I thought he was gonna retire by week 5.
Yeah. So if he can go to a better situation next year,
Like
he might
home.
still.
No,
but
he needs to
can't
go
come
home.
back to the Bucks.
No, he needs to go home. There's no better situation but home.
I think he should go home. I would if I was him, and you get your family back. You know, I don't know the ins and outs, but at the end of the day, you were married. Stick to your commitment. You feel me? You got kids, but football reasons, he can't come back to Tampa Bay.
There's no other better situation for him. There's no other situation.
Boy,
You
now
can
that's
name
not-
all of them.
I
No,
don't want him.
No. Don't
Look.
want him. Don't want him. Don't want him.
Oh, close game. Wizards down 4.
see, they just need to go home too. Like we could sit on here and name like 18 other teams. There's no perfect situation for Brady.
It's not. Dolphins would be a good situation for him.
But they got Tua.
They got to it though.
And they like to throw the ball down the field. He'll just come in and slow down the offense.
What about the Lions?
The Lions could be a good one though.
Okay. That was a good one.
Okay, David.
That was a good one.
For real though. Carl would hate it. But that's a good one though.
You know
Because they have
you
a
know,
good
they don't-
offensive line.
they don't believe in golf. You got a good offensive line. You got Amon-Ra St. Brown. You got 2 good running backs back there.
And they got that rookie name. He just played last 2 weeks
Something
ago.
Williams.
Yeah.
Something Williams.
They
Yeah.
got him.
I think it's
You know?
something like that.
That was a good one.
So they and then they got a good running back duo. They got a fiery coach, you know. So
It's Jameson.
That's where Jameson was. But that's where it gets tricky because Tom Brady like to come in and take over. I don't know. Dan Campbell got his pulse on the team right now.
well, he don't like take over. He's just a system quarterback because he went to Tampa Bay. He didn't try to change nothing.
He changed the whole playbook.
And they had to change the offense to cater Brady.
Yeah, he came in and changed the whole playbook.
Hey, you
But he didn't demand it though. It was like something that was like, all right, Tom, we need you to do this.
No. Let Shady tell it.
Remember he
Shady
was getting this year they saying like he be making adjustments without Brian Leftwich.
That's
Yeah,
why he
Oh, yeah.
want to do those little dink and dunks.
Oh yeah, let's wrap this up, y'all.
Yeah.
We might start talking about Speedy Gonzalez. All right, so look, like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure y'all share this video with somebody that y'all know, because when it ends, you can go back and watch it. We're going to split these up with each segment so y'all can go back and watch it individually. We have an IG sports chat with NFL and NBA, so if you want to be a part of that, add your IG to the comment section. And pretty sure, and it's not pretty sure, thank y'all for using that comment section. Y'all been lit the whole time we were on here. And we want some last words, like the beam. Listen, we lost to Charlotte Hornets. It's cool, you know. First home game back, you know. So we was a little, jittery, I guess you can say. But the beam is getting lit. I think we play tomorrow. We got 3 home games in a row. The beam is getting lit tomorrow. Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox, go vote, y'all. All-star voting started today. Go vote for De'Aaron Fox. If Sabonis not there, y'all know basketball. There's no way. The only person I will put over Jokic right now is Jokic. That's it. I would say Anthony Davis.
Huh?
Outside of AD and Jokic on the West, Sabonis playing the best as a forward. Go ahead.
Hold up. The only person you gonna put over Jokic is Jokic
Yeah, I
or
think he-
Sabonis.
Oh, you know what I mean. All right. Only person I put over Sabonis is Jokic and maybe AD, but AD's in and out the lineup. You feel me? But Sabonis is balling.
Hey, anytime this is part of my last word. Anytime Joe started defending somebody, man, you just know. Just go see his rant for when he was talking about Joker needs to be MVP. That's it. That's it. Just go watch that and you'll understand. Run the ball. Just run the ball. That's all I got.
All I can say is Miami. I'm not surprised that you lost. Haven't Jimmy didn't play, so I mean it's okay. San Francisco, respect the team on Saturday. Go out and play. And I'm throwing this up, baby. We coming back. The U, number 3 recruiting class. Let's go. Bad season, but hey, I'm looking forward to next year. Let's go.
That's good. All right, that's all we have for y'all today, and we'll see y'all at the next episode. Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.